Hello guys and welcome to my second commentary here. It's Crimson Knight, as you all know. But I wanted to talk about this match because there's something that really kind of bothers me, I guess, about this game. It's that snipers were assumed to be overpowered weapons. So what they did was they made it so that you had to stay within the scope for a short amount of time. I'm not sure how long it is, but I believe it's something where like 1 or 2 seconds, somewhere in between there. And if you don't, then it'll just completely shoot in a random direction. Now that kind of bothers me because sometimes, it's just like you find that it takes way too long to kill someone, so you're finding yourself just never using a sniper because there's never any maps that are, I guess you could say, for snipers, I guess. But it's hard not to use one. I mean, it's so tempting because usually if you played Modern Warfare 2, you know what it's like because you were used to sniping, you had Sleight of Hand Pro. So, I mean, I'm one of those people who's used to sniping and just finds it like really fun to do. But I feel in this game like it's a little harder to do because they just kind of screwed it over, I guess you could say. But what can you do? I mean, you just have to make do with what you have, and sadly that's with a really slow scoping and no sleight of hand pro for your weapon. Other than a sniper you have sleight of hand pro. But in this game I went 43 and 10 I think it was, and I know that doesn't really sound impressive, but it was with a sniper. Did get collateral at the end I believe, and really ridiculous set of kills at the end. But mainly I just want to talk about some things in this game that kind of just bothered me. And like I started off with, was one of the big problems for me was the snipers, and I just couldn't understand why they did that. Like it really wasn't overpowered in any way. I'm sure they were thinking, like they watched montages or all those things, trick shots, where they said, oh my god, like people are just dying constantly from snipers, and mainly that was true to a certain extent, but it wasn't to the point where it was like everyone was just dying just out of nowhere. It was only where if the person was good, then maybe they would go maybe a little bit positive or just even, but most of the time you would find a sniper who was trying to quickscope just being outmatched constantly by, like, say in Modern Warfare, if somebody was quickscoping, then you would always find someone who would be, just dominated by people with like ACRs, like M16s, all those guns. But now, whenever you use a sniper, you find yourself in the situation where it's like you you really have to you have to hard scope, as most people would like to call it. And let me just say now that if you hard scope, no one cares. It's like you're supposed to. When in real life does a soldier quick scope someone? Do you ever see anyone quick scoping on the news like, oh my god, he got like a cross map quick scope in like Iraq or something? But anyways, I wanted to just say that like sometimes just because it looks like it's overpowered doesn't mean it necessarily is. So the way they judged sniping was just, I think, a little bit overboard because they really didn't have to do that. I mean, I will agree it was a major part of Modern Warfare 2 where it'd be like everyone was doing it, but it really wasn't that big of an issue to the point where you had to just nerf the crap out of it. But yeah, that's only one of the problems I have with this game. Another one is sometimes you find yourself, um, I guess we'll see later on. I get a chopper gunner, and usually, you have this feeling where if somebody has a chopper gunner on the opposite team, you always want to shoot it down. It's always optimal to shoot down the enemy air support that's up. But whenever I play a match, I always find the other team just always ignoring it. Like they always complain like, "Oh my god, like we're all dying from a chopper gunner, like a gunship." But people we need to realize is that just because you think that somebody else is gonna blow up doesn't necessarily mean they will. So you'll mostly find yourself just dying. Excuse me. When like you can shoot it down yourself, or at least help the other person who's trying to shoot it down blow up the air support. But usually I just find no one ever really doing that, and that kind of I guess that upsets me in a way, because it's just like people need to realize that it's not just about um it's not about yourself. It's just because you don't want to pull out a class after you die with like a Strel or something doesn't mean you have to let everyone else suffer for that. And I really wish people like understood that, but most of the time people just they just ignore it because they're just either too lazy to blow down the air support, or they just don't want to do it in general. But I guess that's something that you can't really solve. But oh right, there's another thing I want to talk about. I can't remember what it was, but let's see. Oh right, the whole party chat thing that they did, where it's like if you want to play search and destroy in the core match list, I don't know what you would call it, playlist. You can't stay in party chat. I already know you guys know this, but I'm just saying. Um, I find it really stupid how you can't talk in party chat. Like, for me, I've grown so used to using party chat because I play team tactical all the time. I'm just so used to using party chat that it diverts me from playing that playlist, because I'm just like, I want to play with party chat. I mean, I see I see why they did that, because I'm sure they think that, if they're on party chat and they're on the opposite team or something, or they're just on the same team, then they can either they can either just tell the team, oh, he's at this place, or if you're on the same team, you can just tell each other, like, what to do, like where he is, where you've died from, and that kind of throws people off in a way, because in search it's vital that you stay hidden and try and use a silenced gun. But for me, I don't always use a silenced gun. In fact, if I ever do play search, I just go out there I just go ball to the wall with just like an automatic gun, unsilenced, because I find that if you ever do find someone, chances are his teammates will find you, even if you do have a silencer, because you could still hear the silence sound, I guess. It's that really high-pitched sound. But, I mean, a silencer isn't really needed, but, I mean, I just wish they would put party chat back in. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, or at least I don't find it that big of a deal. But, yeah. Anyways, you guys saw me, I guess you could say, camping on a dumpster, but I mean, I am on defense, so that's my justification for camping that time. But, yeah. My extremely overpowered chopper gunner. Should have sped this up, but, it's just fun watching everyone die from a flying hunk of metal. A flying battleship. But, yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about this time, because, it's just like they changed Call of Duty as a whole, because it feels a lot different coming from Modern Warfare and playing Black Ops. Not only because you have dolphin dives, like no stopping power. It really changes the whole Call of Duty experience. And if you like Modern Warfare more than Black Ops, then that's your own preference, and I'm alright with that. Because personally, I used to like Modern Warfare a lot more than this game, because, well, it just seemed a lot more fun. But now that I've grown accustomed to the style of Black Ops, and it's like I really don't care where it takes me. I play the game for fun now, and it's always just fun trying out new things. Even if you don't like it, it's always just fun to experience it for a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And thanks guys for watching, and hope you like this video, and please thumbs up if you can. Thanks.